All right, so I'm talking to a lady today from California, nice lady. It's a follow-up conversation. She's a client, follow-up conversation. She quit her crappy old job after over 31 years in the same facility, but she didn't want to be told what to do with her body. Let's just put it that way. Wonderful woman. I didn't meet the husband, but he seemed like a good guy. Even though I didn't meet him or anything. Very interesting though. So her dilemma was she rolled her money. She had over 7 figures. She rolled it to Fidelity. She's a conservative investor, and Fidelity was quote her an income annuity. An income annuity where she would get put $1 million in, and she would get basically $60,000 a year for life with a 100% life and survivor annuity, joint and life survivor annuity. I said, wow, that's. She's only 58 years old. I'm like, that seems, I don't get, I'm missing something there. Anyway, it turns out that because she's only 58, they wouldn't actually pay her that until she was 65. All right, so I'm like, that's still not a bad deal. She puts $1 million in. You factor in a 5% distribution yield when she's 65 with a 100% joint life survivor annuity. Essentially, what that meant was that she's going to put in $100,000. $1 million, and then she would get a payout of $60,000 a year. Basically, you'd probably be looking at the future value on that $1 million would essentially be $1.2 million. So essentially, what's happening here is the annuity company that Fidelity is using is going to give her $1 million. Will grow at roughly 2.5% a year for 7 years from the time she's 58 till she's 65. So that $1 million would be worth 1.2. She'll get a 5% distribution yield on that, and it's not bad. The problem is it's irrevocable, right? So she puts in $1 million, say at 58, she can't touch that again. She can't. There's no surrender. It's irrevocable, and so she has no more liquidity. Now, in her case, she had other liquidity, but she has no more liquidity on that $1 million. She doesn't see the first penny of it until 7 years from now, 65. Long story short, we got to talk. I'm like, I don't know. I said, that's. I know you're a conservative investor, but to turn around and give 7 figures of your, which is about 50% of her net worth or liquid net worth. I said, So we come to thinking about, we just got chat. So she's got 5 years of cash. There's $1 million in something. Then she'll have about $800,000 in other investments. So basically, what we came up with, I said 5 years of cash, which is $500,000, $1 million, and we said Ginnie Mae for the time being, just to ride things out, for the next year, because she just retired. She has worked her whole life. You know what I'm saying? So $500,000 cash, $1 million in Ginnie Mae, and then she's gonna have $800,000 essentially in VTI. It's a good portfolio, man. Good portfolio. So 5 years of cash. If she makes no interest at all in Ginnie Mae, which she will, but just say she didn't, that's another 10 years of cash. She won't spend $100,000, but just assume she does. And this is not including Social Security. And her husband's got a pension, small pension, but it's pension nonetheless. And then the investments will, let's say that grows to $1 million. That's another 10 years of cash. Now, it's not going to work out like that. She'll have plenty more than that. But anyway, you get where I'm going. So the 3-bucket portfolio, perfect. 5 years cash, $1 million in Ginnie Mae, essentially 10 years cash equivalent today, and then $800,000 in VTI. Perfect. Conservative, liquid. But the biggest, we're just chatting, and I was like, the problem with turning that money over, because the annuity is not a bad point, not a bad contract. Even a 5% distribution yield in this day and age with a 100% life survivor annuity, that's pretty good. So it's not incredible. That's not bad for a private annuity. But the point being is, there's a lot that's going to change, man. It could change. And so I'm coming back from Papa John's. All right, why did I go there? What does this have to do with anything? Well, because my wife is 7:29 right now Eastern time on Friday night. We always have pizza on Friday night. That's one of our, just something we've done for years and years and years and years for my family. It was supposed to be delivered within 90 minutes. That's an hour and a half, my friends. It never came, so I had to go pick it up, and it was just a freaking nightmare. There's not enough people. And it's just, my sister was telling me that there's not enough lunch ladies at her kid's school. Hear about Massachusetts needing to send National Guardsmen to deliver kids to school. I mean, this is going on over and over and over the place. And what is this portend? Is that the right word? I don't know what the right word is, but think about it. You think just, I was listening to my man Owen Benjamin the other day, and he said, look, man, he says a lot, he thinks, paraphrasing, a lot of reasons that, he's like, people are like, why are people not rebelling about the lockdowns and stuff? He goes, I think a lot of people just like it. They're satisfied. That, they get to have food delivered to them, sit around and watch Netflix and not work. A lot of them are just satisfied with that. I said, probably right. There's a significant amount of our population who just don't want to work. They're okay if they live in their mom's basement. They're okay if they never get a house. They're okay if they never get married. They don't want to work. And this is like the perfect pandemic for them. You don't have to work. Everyone's going to say it's okay. And then they can say, not only do I not want to work, I want to be a hero for not working. You see what I'm saying? It's like perfect. So what does this portend for society as a whole in terms of employment? You think just in terms of the economy, in terms of the equity markets, in terms of business? I just don't know. We've never had this before, man. We've never had it where there's so many jobs and there weren't people willing to fill them. It's always, if you just read history, people would do whatever they could to get work. And now it's the exact opposite. People won't work no matter what you pay them. Papa John's is paying delivery drivers $12 to $15 an hour. So I'm sitting there waiting because I did screw up my order. Not shocking. I don't blame these guys. Whatever. They're just, it's insane there. But be it as it may, so there's this lady sitting there. Two black women come in, and they had masks on, and one I was talking to. There's a deer, a skinny deer. Oh, a fawn. It's fawn. Baby deer. One I was talked to, and the other, because they both kind of came. It was weird because they just kind of both came and went. They both got their orders went. And so I said, "What?" And I turned out it was DoorDash. So I was talking to this one. I said, "Why? How come you work for DoorDash, not Papa John's, when they're paying $15 an hour and you get tips?" He goes, and she said, "Because I deliver everything. I can deliver gourmet, deliver Walgreens, deliver Costco, you name it, I deliver it. And some of my tips, my orders are, huge, so I get big tips off that." I said, So instead of just hawking pizzas at, say $30 a ticket, and you're getting $5 tips, she can, freaking drive to, whatever the gourmet food of the day is, and get paid, a $250 tab, and get paid, 20% on that. I said, I get it. So $15 an hour isn't enough with tip compared to some other things you could do with your vehicle, for instance. Anyway, I don't know what this holds. It's a new world order, to quote the first George W. and this idiot in Australia, New South Wales. Australia is such a freaking tyranny. They can kiss my big fat behinds out there in Australia. It's a new world order, but not the people, the government. But, at the end of the day, the governed are allowing the government to run. We're worried about the CPC, the Communist Party of China. Yeah, I'd be worried a lot more worried about Australia than I am with CPC. You got no more authority anymore, my friends. I don't know what this portends. I keep saying portend. I think that's the right word. So I want to show you that I know what I'm talking about. Because, just a knowing thing. Yeah, whatever. But where does this lead to? I just think the idea of going back to the way it used to be is silly, man. I literally don't know. But going back to this lady in California I was talking to, I think, again, saying, something? Having liquidity, having no debt, even if my opportunity cost means I don't get the best payout on an annuity, even if the opportunity cost means I don't get the best growth on equities, I tell you, this is a risky day, and I don't know where this leads to. And it's I'm not scared. I'm actually optimistic. But in terms of the old way of looking at investing in retirement planning, there is going to be, I think there's a good chance there'll be a rude awakening. So are you prepared for it? Because going back to the way it's always been, because this way it's always been under your life, that's not a plan. That's a hope. And I just think you better have a different plan. All right, we'll see you.